The Trump administration could be cutting as much as $300 billion in SNAP benefits, federal food benefits. Colorado's governor says the state just does not have the budget wiggle room to fill that gap. Here's Angeline McCall.
People who rely on food banks already know how hard it is to make ends meet.
Puede escoger cualquier pan que usted quiera.
Juan Flores knows the feeling. He's a volunteer here and one of the more than 600,000 Coloradans that use SNAP.
Stretching it out anymore is not really, it doesn't happen.
His SNAP allowance has already been cut from $292 per month to $178.
If I didn't have the help from the food bank, yeah, I'd be struggling at the end of the month.
SNAP recipients are already seeing changes, and that's before more potential federal cuts to the SNAP program. The One Big Beautiful bill going through Congress would slash somewhere around $300 billion to SNAP, money the Trump administration says can be made up by the states. In response, Democratic Governor Jared Polis penned this letter to Congress saying Colorado would have to make up at least $200 million, maybe more. He called it an unmitigated financial burden that would likely require cuts to SNAP and cuts to other state programs to make up that money.
You know, we've come up with plans, like if the funding gets cut, what do we do? What's the first thing to go?
Joyce Newfield is the executive director here. She knows cuts would mean changes they would not want to make.
Well, you know, for us, it would mean we would be we couldn't serve the entire Denver metro area. We'd have to cut it back to we're only going to serve this area. We would be giving them less food.
And if distributing less food, it will make it that much harder for those already on the edge to make ends meet.
It cuts back on a lot of the stuff that I consider basically essential.
Joyce with Community Ministry of Southwest Denver says because of federal changes, they've already seen a reduction in grant money, leading them to purchase items like meat every month, which wasn't something that they had previously done. The state did not specify in that letter what would be on the hook if Colorado wants to pay more for SNAP benefits and cut elsewhere. Kyle?
And Angeline, I understand some of these families have already seen reductions in benefits unrelated to what the Trump administration or Republicans in Congress are planning. So, I mean, how low could some of these benefit amounts go?
Yeah, you heard one there talk about going from around $290 to $178. And Joyce was saying that this is something that families are experiencing across the board. So when you really look at those numbers already, when you talk about deeper cuts, their concern is, well, how much lower could those numbers go? And would that really help me at all? I mean, it might be a small dent, but nowhere near what they may need to really get food on the table every single day.
Angeline McCall, appreciate your reporting.